This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily wrestling news update. We have seen Smackdown numbers hit record lows lately as far as ratings news, but attendance is not doing too great either. As you see, I believe that's Cody Rhodes there and an arena that I guess had an attendance of just over 4,000 Friday night. The same arena had 11,000 fans 11 months ago, the last time WWE was at the Delta Center, and that arena actually holds 20,000. So we're seeing the chinks in the armor of WWE. Obviously, it's a combination of lack of stars, even though this is John Cena's retirement tour. And you can say all you want, well, John Cena wasn't on that episode of SmackDown. Well, he's still on a retirement tour. You'd think there would be a buzz about the company. When Hulk Hogan was on top of the world in the 80s and Steve Austin was on top of the world in the 90s, they weren't necessarily on every show, but there was a buzz about the company. When's the last time you've walked around outside and seen a wrestling shirt other than a Rock Under Armour shirt? That I can't remember the last time I've seen a Roman Reigns shirt or a Cody Rhodes shirt. Never, because it's not considered cool at this point. So we'll see if they keep charging so much for tickets as the product continues to get less and less interesting. Of course, people will say they're making more money than ever, but right now, streaming is in competition with cable, and they're paying a lot of money. They're actually overpaying for content. Hence, why WBD is trying to sell right now. They are overpaying AEW, but I mean, they're trying to sell their company. And as TV becomes more and more obsolete, there'll be less competition. And I don't think these days of overpaying for content are going to be around forever. Of course, there's the Saudi Arabia money too. When you're getting hundreds of millions from Saudi Arabia, of course, that's going to help your bottom line. And I'm not saying they're in any danger. I'm just saying that's a good sign that this run of Cody Rhodes has been less than stellar. In other news, I guess CM Punk won the second WWE championship, which there's two WWE championships. Now, I don't know why they do this, because it just waters down the meaning of the titles to have two titles. A lot of people think that the second title is more of an intercontinental title type of thing than a legitimate meaningful world title. I actually did a vote on this on the Hannibal TV. Whose title is more valuable? Is CM Punk's runner-up world title that he won more valuable? Only 22% of you guys said it has the same value as Cody's. 18% says it has about the value of the old Intercontinental title. And 60% say it's stupid to have two world titles. People don't want to see two world titles. It's confusing. By the way, I've got 500,000 subscribers now on the Hannibal TV. Thank you very much. Over halfway to 1 million now. Apparently, Rusev, and I don't think they're divorced anymore, but Lana did an interview with Rusev. Lana, who famously did that angle making out with Bobby Lashley on top of Rusev, where absolutely everybody lost respect for Rusev as a man there. You can say it's wrestling all you want, but how can you respect a guy that's going to let his wife make out with another man right on top of you? He's made a lot of money since then. He made a lot in AEW. And now he's back in WWE under a contract, but people just don't like how can you cheer for a guy that would allow his wife to do that? And I don't think they're They're still divorced. I heard they're back together, but who knows for sure. Apparently, Enzo said he reached out to AEW and they weren't interested. Hey, he was being honest. I know his partner Big Cass has been in AEW as Big Bill, and he's been doing well. And I liked Big Cass back when I knew him from our Texas days together, and I'm happy he's having success after overcoming his demons. Will Ospreay, who there was a big hoopla about when he came in, but he didn't help ratings or attendance in any good way in AEW. It only went down since the time he went in. For all everyone saying what a great wrestler he is. I would say he's a great acrobat. But as far as realism, I don't think he has realism. But he does have a serious neck injury, and Dave Meltzer, who I believe Ospreay is Meltzer's favorite wrestler, says that reports that he'll be back in the ring in January are false, and he's a long way from returning. Michael Buffer, the Let's Get Ready to Rumble ring announcer, who's going to be actually in the I Am Tommy Morrison movie coming out next year that I'm also in. He turned 81 yesterday. Somebody is talking about Jesus Christ on here. I don't think we're saying anything about that. I did just watch a clip of Bob Lazar from the 80s talking about supposedly extraterrestrials, according to some documents he saw, may have created Jesus Christ, and the Star of Bethlehem may have been a ship. I don't know. I was just saying. I was just watching that, but we're not talking about it. I don't know why that person brought that up. Crazy prices are haunting them. To be honest, I wouldn't go unless I was paid $500 to $1,000. I would not pay anything to watch them because I don't like the product. But definitely, what's going to happen is they're going to continue to turn people away, and even the diehards that can't afford it are going to stop going. Then they're going to find other interests. But it'll be interesting to see how quickly they do lower the prices. I know WrestleMania both nights weren't sold out. I know SummerSlam wasn't sold out. Royal Rumble may or may not have been. But a lot of people thought The Rock was going to appear at Royal Rumble, and Elimination Chamber at Skydome was not sold out. So, I mean, they still had good crowds, but they did not sell those out. So it's like, are they going to continue just still charging thousands, tens and 20,000s of dollars for tickets? As we're going to see a real hit in attendance. And by the way, we keep hearing about all the botches in wrestling these days. Nikki Bella is botching matches, and there's a lot of like evidence that they're not wrestling as much lately because it looks like they're out of practice. There's big time botches in a lot of matches lately, yet they still continue to charge more. It's bizarre. Brandon says 2 world titles makes them both feel less important. I mean, how? To me, you can't have 2 world titles. It's a turnoff. That's one thing that makes me just not want to watch it. It's like, okay, that's stupid. I'm just not going to watch. How can one company have 2 world titles? Like, one's you're not good enough to be the real world title, the real world champion, but we're going to make you the Constellation world champion, but we're all just going to pretend and still call you a world champion. They even had Cody. Let's see if I have that picture. This picture kind of disgusted me in a way, and I'll put it up here because I did send it to one of my friends. It came up in my feed. It was of Cody and CM Punk, and I'll put it up right now, and you guys can tell me what you think. I wasn't planning on talking about it, but why not? So here is the 2 world champions, according to WWE, quote unquote, finishing their stories. It's like, just a couple of guys finishing their stories. Like, to me, that's just geeky. You, finishing their stories, like, get a life. I don't know. I'm just not into it at all. Where's WWE making their profits? They don't do house shows anymore. It's only very, very rare that they do house shows. There's only the tapings now and pay-per-views. They only came to Canada 4 times this year. Their main money comes from merchandise, the Saudi Arabia money, and the streaming money. YouTube, TV, cable, streaming, and a lot of that's for the old footage. Hulk Hogan's Real American Wrestling is gathering steam. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I heard they had 2,000 fans for their last event, and a lot of it was papered, free tickets. I don't know if there truly is any pro wrestling companies with Steam right now, but I hope things change. I hope that when we see this happening, that they do something to make it better because I want it to be better. I'm in the wrestling business as a wrestling reporter. I want more people to be interested in it, but for now, there's way more interest in UAP related stuff. The interview I did yesterday with Avi Loeb about the Three Eye Atlas has over 60,000 views. So I will keep branching out into other stuff as wrestling gets less popular, but I'll still follow the news.